Venice Beach, where the American dream slowly fades beneath tents, addiction, and the wandering souls of those left behind. Venice Beach is no postcard paradise. Tents line the sand, addiction lingers in the open, and the restless souls of the forgotten drift under the same sun that once symbolized freedom. This isn't a story you can just scroll past. It's a reality that looks you in the eye. Every step along the boardwalk reveals desperation. Every glance catches someone clinging to survival on the edge. This is where dreams collapse, where hope struggles to stay alive. How did a place famous for freedom turn into a battleground for basic survival?
Go ahead, Dixie, go ahead. Go ahead, Dixie, relax. Go ahead, relax. Dixie, relax.
This is Venice Beach, where the American dream dissolves beneath canvas, chaos, and the quiet heartbreak of the forgotten. Venice unseen, the streets where the American dream collapsed. Walking the boardwalk in Venice Beach today, you can't ignore what's happening. Tents and makeshift camps stretch for blocks, spilling into parking lots, alleys, and right up to the shoreline. According to the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, about 173 people were counted in Venice encampments in 2024, while wider counts, including the surrounding streets, found as many as 554 unsheltered people. Venice Beach homelessness isn't some distant statistic. It's a visible, undeniable presence that now defines the neighborhood as much as the surf and sun. Zoom out, and the picture grows even more sobering. In 2024, Los Angeles County recorded an estimated 75,312 people experiencing homelessness, just one slice of the wider Homeless in America emergency. And even those numbers miss the full truth. Many people sleep in cars, tucked away alleys, or hidden corners, avoiding official counts, shelters, or outreach teams. Their unseen lives add depth to a crisis that is already overwhelming. Who are the people behind these tents? They are young adults, middle-aged men and women, veterans, seniors, all navigating the brutal reality of life without a home. Some battle mental health conditions, others struggle with substance use, and many carry both at the same time.
So when the cops aren't here at night, shit's gonna happen. People are gonna get in fights, and now that people have money, people know that people have money, and there's a big meth epidemic that nobody's talking about. People are gonna get in fights, and that's what's been going on at night and stuff. So that's really in that situation.
What stands out isn't just how many there are, but the weight etched into every expression, the fatigue, the alertness, the quiet determination to make it one more day. It's a human landscape layered with complexity, far beyond what most tourists will ever notice. As I walk through Venice, I keep asking myself, how did this iconic symbol of creativity and freedom become a snapshot of a national collapse? How can a place known for art, music, and individuality hold so much visible suffering in plain sight? The homeless in Los Angeles are fully visible here, yet they are treated like background scenery, absorbed into the rhythm of the boardwalk. That visibility, paradoxically, reveals both how massive the crisis is and how hard it is to truly confront. Venice under pressure, policies and the struggle to survive.
Absolutely, you can't lay down and rest. You know, if you lay down and go into a deep sleep, you're gonna have somebody waking you up, telling you to move. You're not allowed here, you're not allowed there, which I understand that. We're not supposed to be out here.
When the city shows up to clear the camps, everything changes in an instant. People scramble to pack their lives into carts and bags, folding tarps and blankets that were the closest thing they had to home. One moment, a patch of sand or sidewalk felt like theirs. The next, it's gone. The streets look cleaner, the view looks better for tourists. But what happens to the people who are just pushed away? You can see the shock in their faces, the hesitation, the confusion about where to go next, the fear that whatever little they have left might vanish by sunset.
Sleeping underneath this.
Policies that are supposed to help often land like another weight on already tired shoulders. Weeks go by and the limits of temporary solutions become painfully obvious. Short motel stays end. Outreach programs hit capacity. Shelters fill. Housing appointments get delayed. The promise of something stable feels further and further out of reach. Slowly, the tents return, this time tucked into corners, alleys, or strips of beach that authorities can't reach as easily or choose not to prioritize. The brief hint of stability fades. You can feel the unraveling in the way people move and speak, the exhaustion, the guarded looks, the constant readiness for everything to be taken away again. They're still surviving, but the fight keeps getting heavier, lonelier, and more exhausting. Walking between the tents, the tension is everywhere. On one side, the city talks about services, safety, and cleanup. On the other, people are pushed further from public view, told where they can't be, but never given a real place to go. The struggle isn't just finding somewhere to sleep. It's about holding on to dignity, safety, and a tiny sliver of hope in a system that seems designed to push you out of sight. Some days, nothing goes right, and you see it in the empty stares, the shaking hands, the eyes that no longer expect good news. It makes you wonder, when authorities say they're acting to help, who actually benefits first, the people on the ground or the image of the city? And when resources dry up or promises fade, what's left for those already hanging by a thread? Everyone living here feels every shift in policy, every sweep, every broken promise. Venice Beach has become a vivid, painful symbol of the homeless in America crisis, proof that solving it will take far more than pushing tents out of sight or polishing up sidewalks. It will take rebuilding lives that have been torn apart again and again, and finally choosing to see the people behind the view. Walking their days, lives behind the tents. Mornings on Venice Beach follow a rhythm shaped by survival, folding blankets, loading up carts, scanning the shoreline and streets for somewhere that feels even slightly safe as the sun rises. Thomas, a man I met along the boardwalk, has been sleeping in a public restroom because, for him, there was simply no other option left. His voice is steady but tired as he talks about the sound of city trucks rolling in to clear encampments, a kind of harsh alarm clock for a life that's always being pushed from one place to another. He doesn't talk about winning. He talks about enduring. Around him, everyday life keeps moving. Vendors set up their stalls, families wander by with ice cream, tourists film the ocean on their phones. Meanwhile, Thomas quietly repeats the same question that shadows him every day. Where will I be safe tonight? When survival itself becomes the core of your existence, is there still room to dream of anything beyond it? This is what the Homeless in America crisis looks like up close, playing out in real time on the Venice Boardwalk. Then there's Lisa, once a certified healer, now sleeping just steps from the sand. She tells me how she lost her apartment, how her qualifications and hard work meant nothing when rents skyrocketed and help arrived too late. Her hands shake, not only from fear, but from the weight of hope slipping away. She knows nearly everyone along that stretch of concrete, exchanges greetings and small smiles, but none of it answers the question that keeps her awake. When does this end? After dark, when the crowds fade, the real struggle begins again. People trade food, guard what little they own, and try to navigate the city's rules. Encampments are cleared only to pop up a few blocks down. Life becomes a loop. Find a spot, hold it as long as you can, make it to morning. Help is out there, but often on terms that feel impossible. Strict rules, limited beds, deadlines on vouchers and stays. When a shelter is full or a temporary room expires, there's nowhere else left to turn. Listening to Thomas and Lisa, you hear more than stories from the street. You hear the echoes of once bright dreams still clinging on in spite of everything. They remind us that Venice Beach homelessness is not a statistic on a chart. It's something raw, human, and painfully present. The routines of survival, the fragility of hope, and the weight of constant displacement shape every hour of life along the sand. Shadows on the Boardwalk, Addiction and Public Health. Life on Venice Beach is already unforgiving, and for many, substance use is woven into that reality. Every day, people turn to fentanyl, xylazine, and other substances not because they're chasing a thrill, but because they're trying to cope. Some are numbing cold nights, fear, or deep loneliness. Others are carrying unresolved trauma that began long before they ever ended up here. Too often, it's not enough to keep them safe. Overdose can strike in seconds, turning a quiet morning into another emergency. It's easy to look from a distance and judge, but standing here, what I see is something more complicated. On these streets, addiction is tightly bound to survival. There's no warm bed, no privacy, no certainty about what tomorrow holds. So people reach for whatever makes the pain quieter, even if the relief comes with deadly risk. One day, their tent is swept away. The next, someone they depended on is simply gone. You start to wonder, how many lives are slipping away quietly here? And what would it take to truly change that? In this corner of Venice, sometimes called Skid Row by the beach, the cycle repeats over and over. The environment shapes behavior, and behavior shapes the dangers people face. At the same time, public health workers and outreach teams are doing everything they can. Naloxone kits, street-based support, temporary beds, and referrals to treatment do exist. But they're not always accessible, and rarely available for everyone at the moment they're most needed. Resources are stretched thin, and the need never stops. Still, every single intervention, a reversal, a conversation, a referral, means someone gets another chance. This isn't about pointing fingers, it's about acknowledging the reality behind the numbers. When we talk about the homeless in America, we're not just talking about tents and encampments. We're talking about people whose bodies and minds are pushed to the edge every day. Understanding why addiction takes hold and how it affects not only individuals but entire communities is the first step toward meaningful help. At dusk, the boardwalk might look quieter, but the shadows of addiction linger in every corner. Fentanyl, xylazine, and other substances are deadly, yes, but they also tell a story about pain, desperation, and a stubborn kind of resilience. If we're serious about addressing the California homeless crisis, we have to move beyond sweeping tents and counting heads. We have to see the human beings behind the struggle, acknowledge the invisible battles happening off camera, and ask what it would truly take to give people not just a chance to survive, but a reason to hope again. Edge of daylight, daily battles, and unseen conditions. For people living on the sand and sidewalks of Venice Beach, the day starts long before most of the city wakes up. Every morning is a survival routine. Pack up blankets, secure what little they own, and search for a spot that feels even remotely safe. Even with Southern California's mild weather, the elements are still an enemy. Strong winds rip through tents. Sudden rain can soak everything beyond use. The sun can turn the boardwalk into an oven. I watched a man wrestling with his tent as the wind tried to tear it from his hands, knowing that if it went, so did his only shelter. Food is never guaranteed. Some rely on soup kitchens, church groups, or outreach vans. Just a block away, tourists sit at beachfront cafes, paying more for a single meal than some people see in a week. Clean water, bathrooms, and a place to safely store belongings are rare. Do not loiter signs and constant cleanups mean people can be told to move with almost no warning. Every day brings the risk of losing not just a place to sleep, but the last bit of stability and dignity they have. Community exists, but it's fragile. People come and go. Friends vanish overnight, to jail, to detox, to the hospital, or to somewhere no one knows. Each disappearance adds another layer of stress and grief. Nights are especially tough. Darkness brings cold, theft, and the threat of violence or illness. Seeking medical help or going to an appointment can mean abandoning a hard-won spot, risking coming back to find everything gone. Yet, even here, some cling to hope. Neighbors share food, warn each other about danger, and trade blankets or jackets when someone's in worse shape. Small circles of trust form and dissolve, but they matter. From sunrise to sunset, the boardwalk is a test of endurance. Every single day, people wonder, where will I sleep? How will I stay safe? Can I make it one more night? Walk beyond the bright lights and tourist crowds, and you see it clearly. Life here is about far more than tents. It's about constant effort, quiet strength, and the daily fight to hang on to even a sliver of stability in a world that offers almost none. The conditions are harsh, the challenge is relentless, and for many in Venice Beach, survival itself has become both the goal and the only measure of each day in this homeless in America reality. Voices from the Boardwalk, Community Response and Perspectives. Venice Beach isn't just a backdrop of waves and palm trees. It's a neighborhood where people live with the reality of homelessness in America right outside their doors. Walk the streets and you'll hear a mix of compassion, frustration, fear, and hope, all tangled together. Some locals respond with empathy. They volunteer at meal services, drop off blankets, or walk the sand handing out water and snacks. They see the people inside the tents, not just the tents themselves, and feel compelled to do something, no matter how small. But there's also tension. Business owners worry about how encampments affect tourism and the boardwalk's image. Residents get worn down by constant trash, noise, and unpredictable street activity. Their reactions range from calm calls for more city services to angry demands for strict crackdowns. At community meetings, emotions run high. Some argue that enforcement without support is cruel. Others insist that offering help without rules only keeps people stuck. The divide isn't just political, it's personal, shaped by daily experiences on these streets. Social media adds another layer. Videos and photos of Venice Beach homelessness circulate online, drawing comments from around the country. Some viewers demand more housing, mental health services, and long-term solutions. Others call for tougher laws, more policing, and cleanups. The online debate mirrors the one on the ground. Everyone sees a problem, but few agree on how to fix it. Meanwhile, quiet acts of care keep growing in the background. Neighbors organize small volunteer groups to check in on isolated people, deliver hygiene kits, or help someone get to a clinic. Local artists, churches, and nonprofits host pop-up events, offering haircuts, art, music, or just a safe space for a few hours. These moments don't erase the crisis, but they create pockets of dignity in the middle of chaos. The community's response is messy and complicated, layered with empathy, fear, and exhaustion. Many people here understand that what's happening in Venice is part of something much bigger, a symptom of national economic and social failures, and a visible chapter of the homeless in America story. Still, every conversation, every shared meal, every heated debate is proof that people are paying attention. Change won't come from ignoring what's happening on the boardwalk. It will come from residents, workers, leaders, and visitors choosing to engage even when it's uncomfortable. The street is complicated. The answers aren't simple. But the fact that so many people still show up, still care, and still argue for a better way forward is a sign that Venice hasn't given up yet, and neither have the people living on its edges. Closing thoughts. Faces behind the struggle. As the sun sets over Venice Beach, tents cast long shadows across the sand. Life here is harsh, unforgiving, and far too easy for the world to ignore. Yet everywhere there are signs of resilience, people sharing food, looking out for one another, and holding on to small moments of kindness, even when they have almost nothing. We no longer have the privilege of looking away. The struggle of those on the streets isn't distant. It's on our beaches, sidewalks, and under our bridges. The crisis of the homeless in America isn't somewhere else, it's here. Real solutions exist, but they demand more than cleanups and speeches. They require empathy, consistent effort, and involvement from governments, communities, and each of us. Every warm meal, every safe night, every person treated with dignity is a step toward hope. Behind every tent is a life that matters. So the real question is, will we just watch or will we act?